This one here that we're gonna play
This
is like stupid new. Alright? Just stupid new. We're just gonna play it because what the hell, why not, right?
Right.
You guys wanna hear a stupid ass new song, right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's a little different, but it's fun.
Hey. Yeah.
Bury me softly in this room. I give this part of me for you. Sand rains down and here I sit, holding red flowers in a tube. Down in a hole and I don't know if I can be saved. See my heart, I decorated like a grave. Oh, you don't understand who they thought I was supposed to be. Look at me now, a man who won't let himself
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest episode of I'm No Joe, your home for all things combat sports, and the place where every armchair quarterback can feel like Ben Bronco. The views and opinions presented on the I'm No Joe channel belong solely to the person expressing them, no one else. If we say it, that means we meant it. That being said, this show does contain adult themes, adult content, and general shit that you shouldn't be letting your kids intake. Be advised, viewer discretion is recommended. Proceed at your own risk. You've been warned. If it's Sunday, what did I say? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of appropriate ages, to the latest episode of the What Did I Say show? The show where we hold ourselves accountable for the shit that we talked on Thursday's episode of the I'm No Joe podcast, and also give you the recap for all the shenaniganry and fight breakdowns that we held out for this this previous weekend, rather, excuse me. So before we jump into it here, you may notice I have got this fucking stranger back here again this week. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
Doing pretty good. If I disappear, I think my PC might explode, but I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, man.
So for those of you who did not somehow catch Thursday's episode of I'm No Joe, first off, shame on you. Go watch that. Second off, there were a small plethora of larger organization events, we'll call them, this weekend. The KSW event turned out pretty not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but wasn't much of a barn burner. The 1FC card was kind of hit and miss. I cannot believe the Burmese Python got wrestle fucked. Like, I never thought I would see the day when someone out wrestled Aling Sang. Like, they don't call him the Burmese Python because he's sloppy on the ground, and that dude got ridden like a fucking wet blanket in a sauna, or wet towel in a sauna, rather. Like,
so my thing is, what's with people that are really good at submission to where they get a snake name?
Yeah,
Alexi Olenek, the boa constrictor.
yeah, I don't know, but to see him get out wrestled just kind of felt weird. It was like watching Jordan get dunked on. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, not that fucking Sang is the best fucking wrestler in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but he's really fucking good. He was one of the first double champs in 1FC for a fucking reason. Like, the man is legit. And plus, now he's down at Sanford and he's got Henry Hoof fucking helping him out. Like, he's legitimate, man. He's about as legit as it gets these days. And to see him get out work like that, it was like you could definitely see his toughness is on display. His fucking gas tank never really let up. He was getting outworked, but he wasn't getting fucking like worn down, if that makes sense. Then we hop over to the Bellator Dublin card. So I was actually talking with Galti during the early part of this card. He had some things going on, so he wasn't able to watch, and I was giving him exciting play updates, not necessarily play-by-plays, but like when some cool shit happened, I was letting him know. I think he got worried because there was a long period of fucking silence there, but that's what we like to refer to as Bellator prelims. I will say the two best things, hands down, from the Bellator Dublin prelims. One, the ladies fight, Stephanie Page versus Danny McCormick. Fucking hardest fucking fight in the prelims, period. Those ladies were rock'em sock'em roboting and showing you how it's supposed to fucking be done. That being said, second greatest part about the Bellator Dublin prelims, Conor McGregor out and about and just having a good old fucking time. main card. Oh no, sorry, it was their premier prelim card or fight. Brett Johns versus Khurshid Karakov. I was not sure I would ever say this sentence out loud, but I'm happy to report that I now can. Brett Johns is evolving as a fighter. He seemed very much stuck in a fucking rut stylistically there for a hard minute now. Not only was he almost secondary using his wrestling that he's primarily known for, but his in-fight IQ, his reactionary IQ was just firework fucking quick, crisp, clean, clear, just moving very fucking intelligently. And his transitions coming in and out of when he was actually using his wrestling, genuinely impressive for somebody who's been watching Brett Johns kind of flounder about as a wrestler trying to strike for a couple of years now. Seeing him actually like starting to put pieces together, like watching him actually make it all click is very nice to see, and he was absolutely doing that on Friday. I had a feeling, and the MMA media at large has kind of like just like nodded and smiled about it, but we kind of talked about it a little bit on Thursday. Zabit's little brother made his debut. Man, if you take Kasan Meramed Sharipov and put him next to debut Zabit, you might have a hard time telling the difference between them. Now it's pretty easy because Zabit has let his fucking beard get all bushy and he's got that fucking long ass grungy kind of System of a Down Serge Tankian look going on right now. It's kind of cool, but yeah, young like current Kasan and young Zabit, very similar. And then you look at their styles and it's like, man, 30-27, 30-27, 30-26, like he worked Sanchez, and Sanchez was giving it all he fucking had, dude. But I don't know. We'll see where he goes going forward, but definitely showed in his debut that he's got the fucking prowess that his brother's famous for now, basically. I gotta say, I try and call it down the line, so I'm gonna call it down the line, even though it's not gonna be the popular opinion. That co-main event sucked out loud. Sinead Kavanaugh is tough as fuck. I absolutely give her all the fucking credit in the world for being tough as shit. But honestly, I thought McCourt won the fight. When it went to decision, I thought McCourt won it. I really did. The fact that it was 29-28 on two judges' cards shows that at least some judging saw it close. To 30-27, even other MMA journalists were like, what the fuck is that? Get out of here. But for that to be the co-main event, that was not necessarily what you want to see from a promotion. But then from a fan standpoint, after watching that performance, Scott Coker announced 15 minutes after the fight was over, 20 minutes after the fight was over, that it is officially confirmed they are sending out contracts. The next fight to be made is going to be Cyborg versus Sinead Kavanaugh 2. What they saw in that performance that in any way leads Scott Coker to think that, oh yeah, she's ready to fight Cyborg again. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. That being said, though, the saving grace of the entire event, in my opinion, aside from Conor McGregor carrying Sinead Kavanaugh, busted leg and all, carrying her from the fucking cage with the Irish flag draped across her, that was pretty fucking cool to see. But that main event, though, I don't remember the last time I was so happy and so sad at the same time. Like, I know that I'm a horrible person sometimes, but I honestly have trouble remembering the last time I giggled so immediately and so loudly, like unstoppably, when something happened, as when I watched Gegard flatline Mr. Van Zanderford. Um, it was kind of a more technical version of getting Ben Askren. Everyone knew Austin's only fucking chance was to try and Goldberg Musasi and put him on his back and get some, quick ground and pound before Gegard can get his guard up. And real quick into that fight, Austin realized he's in trouble right fucking now. Abort plan, go for the takedown. Well, Gegard Mousasi isn't one of the best in the world for no reason, and he clearly saw that desperation shoot 9 miles away and just fucking pinged out on Austin's dome until he was turtled up, flopping around on the fucking canvas, and the ref jumped in to save him. What did they officially call it? 1 minute 25 seconds start to finish in the first round. He didn't even last a minute and a half, let alone a round. I'm not going to say that Gegard Mousasi is the best middleweight in the world, period, because Izzy's pretty fucking badass, and I think that would be a very interesting fight. But Gegard is one of the baddest men in the world, period. And at middleweight, he's definitely top 3, I will say. He timed it so perfectly. It honestly was hard not to just be like, as you watch that fucking big ass shitty neck tattooed dome plop down to the fucking canvas. And props to Gegard for handling it like a boss. Like, didn't fucking try and go crazy, didn't make a big deal out of it, didn't get up and talk shit, no fucking, no bullshit. Just classic fucking Gegard. You're done. I win. Let's go celebrate. On to the next. So props to Gegard for defending his fucking belt with authority. It's going to be interesting to see what Coker is going to throw at him next, for sure. That being said, that will bounce us over to Saturday's UFC Makhachev versus Green. First and foremost, the fact that they still put this on as a main card and a prelim card with 11 fights, that was a little silly. Like, considering that in the last month alone, we've had main cards with like 11 and 12 fights on them, and prelim cards with like 13 fights on them at one point. Like, why they made an 11 fight event into 2 cards just seemed a little silly. That being said, the opening fucking fight might have been one of the best show opening matchups the UFC has put together in a hot fucking minute. And I don't say that sarcastically or like non-ironically. I absolutely 100% genuinely mean that. And to such an extent that the split decision could have gone either way and it would have been acceptable, backed up by the fact that at the end of it, all 3 rounds were separated by 1 punch each. I think it was 25, 26, 18, 19, and then 27, 28. Literally 1 strike difference every fucking round. Like, that's what you love to fucking see. Those dudes were absolutely perfectly fucking matched up. That was cool as fuck. Props to both of those gentlemen.
Yeah, dude, those boys went fucking after it.
Straight out too. Yeah, there was no bullshitting around.
And like both of them are coming off contender series. Both of them came off contender series this past year, 2021. And they both looked real fucking good in their contender series fights. And this even for was it Altamirano?
Mhm.
That's how you say his name, right?
Yeah,
Even for him, this isn't a bad fucking L because both those boys went the fuck after it. My big thing for Altamirano is they were talking about all fight long. He needs to do more horizontal head movement and not vertical because he's dropping his head perfectly into some well-timed knees once they got the timing down.
Yeah, once Hernandez figured him out.
And they're late in the second round and late in the third round, both rounds, he got stung with a pretty good fucking knee. I think if he can eliminate that, I think he would he could really turn it up in his next coming fights in the UFC. He's definitely got something though. He's got a lot there for being how young he is in the game.
Absolutely. This is one of those that we talk about all the time, that even though you took the L, it's not a bad thing. You lost nothing in losing the fight in this situation here. That dude absolutely came out and put on a fucking war. And like I said, it was a close split decision and could have realistically gone either way, and you couldn't have been mad at it. Like, those boys left it all the fuck out there. So definitely great way to open the fucking card. And then following right the fuck up on that crazy 15-minute fucking war to start things off. 2-minute quick one in and out. Ramiz Brahimaj came out and just fucking wrapped poor Michael Gilmore the fuck up. Rear naked choke in less than 2 minutes. They called it 2:02 officially, but the tap came before the 2-minute mark. And not to say that Gilmore is like the best in the world or anything, but he's pretty fucking well-rounded. And Brahimaj just came out and fucking literally just manhandled him right out of the gate. That young man has got a very fucking bright future ahead of him, I think. Just damn.
Yeah. I mean, Gilmore was rolling with it. They're pretty good whenever he had Brahimaj on his back, whenever he was down on one knee. He was rolling with it. He had real good head movement, fight in the hands. But the second Brahimaj got him wrapped around his chin, Gilmore was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing.
He was doing everything you're supposed to do.
Everything textbook, what you're supposed to do in that situation. Just chin to the chest. But he was putting so much fucking pressure on his chin that he had to let up a little bit. And the second he let up, it sank in just directly on his chin. And that is far more painful than a proper rear naked choke.
I think part of what happened, if you watched when he went to fight, he slams his fucking chin down to his chest. And then when he throws that arm up, it just hits air. Like, he missed. He went to fight the hands, but completely missed. And his chin was pushing down so hard on his chest, he couldn't get his arm back to where he needed to fight the hands behind his fucking head. And when he lifted up to take the pressure off, fucking, he got fish hooked.
Yeah. I mean, that was Brahimaj worked for that fucking submission. Yeah. He definitely worked to get that. But I mean, Gilmore did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. There's nothing that he did wrong to get himself put in that scenario and for him to tap. But that was
got caught.
That was a good fucking submission.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Brahimaj knew he had it, so he just fucking he just kept
committed.
pressure.
He committed.
Kept going for it.
Yeah, no, that young man has got a very bright future. I think it's going to be real
Oh,
cool to see what they do with him
100 fucking
next.
percent. 100%.
Looking forward from there, though, I've got to say, I was extremely disappointed in Perez versus Martinez. Not that I thought it was going to be a fucking barn burner by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought it was going to be more than what it was, if that makes sense. It was really just meh. You're like, well, they're fighting, they're kind of trading sometimes, but it didn't really seem like either one of them was really wanted to be in there. Like neither one of them were really giving 100%, and you could tell if that seems a little better. But fucking T-Rex, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. I said it last week. Terrence McKinney was the first one to like the I'm No Joe promotion post when we had everything, or the placeholder for the live video was set up, and I made the post on Instagram to promote the show, and I tagged him and several other fighters in it. Literally just minutes later, Terrence McKinney liked the post. And I was like, see, that's fucking cool. Sure enough, dude, he came out there, and for us, this is another one of those much like the fucking the fucking Michael Gilmore situation. For us, it may not be the best in the fucking world, but he's damn well rounded. And he was doing everything you're supposed to do when you get caught, like he did. The problem was Terrence McKinney has no problem grabbing a fucking rear naked from a side mount instead of locking in completely from the back. He can squeeze you just as good from this angle as he can from this angle. And poor Faraz found that out the fucking hard way. 2 minutes 11 officially. This is another one. I think it was closer to like 2:05 when the fucking tap actually fucking went in, and then the flurry of stopping the fight generally takes a couple seconds. So dude, McKinney did not need much fucking time. In, out, do work cleanly, no fucking damage. Like, I have the feeling we're going to see him in a co-main event spot or a fucking premier prelim, because I mean, this was fucking people's co-main event, so I think this just might be enough to get him an actual, or this was people's co-main event on the prelims rather. So I think this might be enough to get him like an actual main card co-main event, or
I'd
people's
hope
co-main
so.
event even. Like, I don't know if that's main event ready just quite yet, but that'll get you in the spotlight that if you do this again, it will be.
So fucking shout out to that kid. Him and his team put up on his Instagram page, his last 5 fights, none of them have left the first round. Not a single fucking one. He has 2 7-second knockout victories,
Including Frivola.
Yeah, including Frivola.
Yeah.
Now 6 fights ago was a 7-second, and then it was like a minute, then it was like 2:12, then it was a minute, then it was 7 seconds, and then now this fucking 2:11. He's putting in fucking work, and that was just a perfectly timed. Whenever he put his arm up underneath his chin, Ziam couldn't do anything about it, strictly because of the position that he was stuck in.
Yep.
And fucking McKinney, he did it real fucking slick. He had the arm underneath the armpit, had arm underneath the armpit, arm over top, just fucking with him, brought the arm out from the armpit and just fucking yoked his ass up and just set it in.
Pulled him
Kind of
sideways,
like,
and he was like almost Twister-esque.
Yeah.
Like
kind of like weird
Twister without the arm bend, really.
Yeah. Kind of like that weird back side control, just fucking set it in. That was the way he set it up was pretty fucking clever, because he had it up underneath the arm, pull it out, and just yoked him up. That was really fucking smart. The way he set the submission. was really smart, really intelligent.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Terrence McKinney. I'm very, very excited to see what the UFC does with him next because Galti and I talked about this Saturday night. Excuse me. He has yet to take any significant damage in any fight he's had in the UFC. And with this being such a clean, quicker, I should say, finish and taking no damage in the process, I have a feeling, at least I can't say they're gonna because I don't know for sure. I have a feeling they're gonna try and get him to do a quick turnaround, like co-main or something like that. Like one of these fight nights coming up in the next month or two is gonna need a co-main event, or is gonna have a card or a fight drop out from the card, and they're gonna bump shit around and be like, oh, let's see if McKinney wants to fucking take this matchup and do it as a fucking co-main here.
Yeah.
At least it feels that way to me.
Yeah. I mean, that would be fucking great for him because he's on a fucking roll so far.
Yeah.
He's on a roll, man. If he can keep this going without just getting high on his own supply, I really think that he has a good fucking chance of going somewhere, and I'm on for the ride.
Yeah,
I'm on for it.
I've been very impressed by everything we've seen from him so far, and he generally seems to be a good dude outside of fighting as well, and that just makes it even easier to fucking be a fan. So, I'm definitely on board to see where this Terrence McKinney train rolls.
My favorite thing is looking at his Instagram, and instead of the conventional way of how people like, hey, good job, all of his old friends are sending him pictures of him in like middle school and high school, and his mom was tagging him in pictures when he was a little kid, just congratulating him. I think that is fucking gold.
Yeah, that was pretty
because
good.
it kind of breaks down the wall of everybody just singing your praises and having all these great fucking pictures of you.
Checks that ego celebrity a little bit
right
away. As soon as it starts to build, nip it right away from your fucking closest people. I love that. Yeah.
I think that is great. And like he seemed like he was fucking just loving that shit because he was screenshotting every fucking one of them.
Yeah. No, that dude is very fucking cool, and he's a fucking very talented fighter from what we've seen. So I'm very curious to see where they bring him, or where they allow him to go, should we say, going forward, because that's one of those kids that you just put the contracts in front of him, and he's gonna sign them, and he's gonna tear his way through until you find somebody who's really better than him, like genuinely.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a fun search to watch unfold.
Yeah, I mean, especially in lightweight.
Yeah, man, that division is so fucking crazy right now, and him being so young and so fucking talented, it's gonna get real interesting real fast.
It is.
Unfortunately, things that didn't get very interesting very fast were that Nunez versus Pasquale fight. That lady's put on a fucking snooze fest. Luckily, though, the boys in the back were using that time to get warmed up, so they didn't need to use the first round for it. So when we got old Pinky Wrongs, you can't make fucking wait to save his ass twice in a row now, out there against young Ignacio Bahamondes, who we have been very impressed with everything we've seen with so far from that young man. He literally needed just a little over a minute and a half and got work done. Rongju not only missed weight for his second fight in a row, that was Bahamondes' first professional submission victory as well. That's not his strong suit. That's not what he's known for. That's not what he practices. He said it just presented itself and I couldn't not take it. That's good fight IQ. For a 22-year-old kid, That's great fight IQ. I don't know how many more times we're going to see Ramju in the UFC. I get that he might have been a big fish in that small pond, but since they brought him over to the ocean, he has looked pretty fucking minnowy, if you catch my drift. That being said, flipping into the main card here. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised this didn't get fight of the night. Armin Petrosyan versus Gregory Rodriguez was fucking crazy. Buff Obama was doing fucking work yesterday. Vegas judging was in effect, I think is the best way to put that. I think we had 4 out of the big 7 known judges that consistently fuck up cards all on Saturday's card at one point in time. This was a perfect example of that. It was a close fight. I will give them that. It was a close fight. I don't personally see it being in favor of Petrosyan, but it was close enough that I can't get too terribly angry about it either.
Yeah, I mean, and for his Petrosyan, for his debut fight, he did a pretty good fucking job. I gotta give him that. There's things that he definitely needs to tighten up, and he definitely has some holes to fix. But for his debut fight against somebody who's rather decent, fucking Robama over there. I mean, he's pretty well rounded overall. But for his debut, I mean, he came in. He did some pretty good fucking work.
Yeah, I agree.
Now let's get to the other R men.
I was gonna say, and speaking of getting work done, I believe the majority of today would have been spent by Joel Alvarez getting plastic surgery done on this section of his face's general area. Armin Sarukian has steel elbows, apparently, because when he connected with Joel Alvarez's face in round 1, I mean, the slow-mo that the UFC used, you could see Sarukian perfectly wound up and put his fucking whole body into that fucking arm and brought that fucking crest of the elbow down right off the fucking bridge of his nose and just blew Joel Alvarez's face wide open immediately, and blood just started gushing down his fucking face. Oh my goodness. How that fight lasted the end of the first round alone was a little surprising, if we're being honest here, just based on the amount of blood and where it was coming out, and the fact that when it happened, he was laying on his back, so the blood was just pooling over his eyes, and he kept having to shake his head like a wet dog and try and wipe the blood out of his eyes while not getting pounded on by Armin Sarukian, who was well aware of how fucked Alvarez was in that moment. But then what I have to say might be the shittiest cut man job in UFC history.
We can fix this. We can close this. We can close it. Yeah, man. Let me put a fat glob of Vaseline above
that
it.
Cut man should never be allowed to work fucking professional sports again. I will say this, like I try and always harp credit where credit is due. He did get the bleeding to stop temporarily.
For 5 seconds.
Yes. Now, in doing so, that took a literal fucking towel, not a gauze, not a fucking Q-tip, a literal towel, an end swell, then a Q-tip, then a gob of Vaseline that I am not even exaggerating was larger than my thumb in its entirety. I don't mean the tip of my thumb. I mean the whole of my meat sausage hand fucking thumb. There was a gob of Vaseline that was larger than this, just smeared across the top. It didn't even completely seal the fucking cut. just dolloped on the front of his face, and they sent him out there and let him start fighting like that.
So my favorite thing is the cut is right here, right there, just perfectly, just going right down
straight down
to
the
his
fucking
eye.
line. Yeah.
To his eyeball, going directly over to the eye. That gob, massive, as Meter is saying, massive, was up here.
Off center of the fucking cut itself.
You have a solid inch before you get to the cut. And it's not worked down. It's just a gob just right there.
Yeah, he didn't
right
mush
in
it
the
in, he
middle of his
didn't level
eyes.
it off. He just and then sent him on his way.
And before the fight started for round 2, blood is already pouring down his
Trickling
nose.
right down his nose. Yeah.
Just dripping right off, like running down, dripping off his top lip onto his fucking chin. That was the shittiest fucking cut job I've ever seen. And I've seen some fucked up shady shit in fucking amateur league cut work, but that was amateur at best.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing was, oh, we'll close it. It'll close. It'll stop. Don't worry. Just stay calm. And it'll stop, bitch. Blood is dripping off of my nose.
Right.
When will it stop? When will this stop?
This isn't I can feel a little blood running down my cheek or something. No, like it's a constant stream just dripping off the fucking nose at that point. Like, no, props to Joel Alvarez for being a tough son of a bitch, because he never fucking quit. He watched his face turn the canvas underneath him red like a fucking cartoon and kept in it, kept standing up, kept throwing back, kept fighting off, like never laid down, never fucking gave up, like made them stop the fight legitimately.
Yeah. I mean, he fucking went out on his shield, but fucking Sarukian, that fucking elbow.
That's
so
lethal,
that
dude.
elbow. I guarantee. God, that was a nasty fucking elbow. If that landed just an inch up, just on his forehead, think of the fucking gash that would have left on his forehead. Because that one, because
went brow to brow on that.
That would have been so fucking bad.
Oh my god. Yeah, no.
If that was just half an inch up, just on the forehead, fucking, because it wasn't a glance. That was a solid.
It was a strike. Yeah, it was a solid shot, man.
A lot of the elbows that split people open are just glances that you just get right with the very end of the elbow, just the bone itself. But he landed perfectly, point of the elbow straight down, and he fucking pushed down before he fucking pulled away.
Yeah.
That was
the slow-mo that they used when they were talking about it in the immediate aftermath of the fight stoppage was the chef's kiss fucking angle to look at, because the cameraman was directly down the pipe and had zoomed in right on the action, so you get a perfectly fucking cropped 4K shot of Arman Sarukian just bringing down regret for Joel Alvarez for signing that contract. The second the elbow pops back, you can see just a whoop, boink. You can see it. And then Joe Alvarez didn't see shit after that. Yeah.
In seconds.
That was kind of crazy. I've got to say that is probably the worst fight we've ever seen Mark Tione do. Not that Tione is the best by any stretch of the imagination either, but he's generally not known for whiffing that fucking hard. That fight could have realistically been stopped in the first when the cut was initially open. He damn sure should have brought the fucking doctor in before starting the second round, when fucking homeboy comes out with the gob of Vaseline and blood already running down his face.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't, and then let the fight start and let it get as far as it did, as much of that canvas get painted red by Joel's face. that was a little fucking reckless to say the least.
I mean, really, whenever that first round ended, the ringside physician was getting up to ready to come inside, but that cut man instantly just towel to the fucking face. Oh, we'll stop it. I think he was doing that just so the in-ring physician couldn't see where it was and how fucking bad that cut was.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee if that fucking ringside physician saw the cut, he would have instantly fucking called it.
Immediately. Yeah. With no hesitation. That would have been called right out the gate. Now, from there, I have got to say, I don't really think that there was a question, but it kind of got confirmed. Priscilla Cachoeira is fucking garbage. The eye pokes on Jillian when she was getting choked the fuck out were a good emphasis, but all the shit she talks after literally everyone watching the fight except for the judges gave this fight to Ji-Yeon Kim like they should have, because she was counter sliding and pounding the shit out of Priscilla's face the entire time. Even the desperation all elbow last 45-second flurry that she fucking threw that landed a couple on Kim weren't enough to take that fight. Maybe round 3 with the elbow flurry that she landed, and that's a gracious maybe, but even then, that's the only round that she took. Ironically, this fight had 3 of the 7 known horrible judges in it. Surprise, the fight was laughably miscalled. Not that Ji-Yeon Kim looked her best in that fight either, but she clearly won. That being said, one of the most confusing gentlemen in the UFC, in my opinion, a snow white complexioned fellow with a very English sounding name, being Brazilian as fuck, speaking Portuguese, in Wellington Turnman, came out against one Misha Serkinov, and I think really kind of surprised everyone. That young man is very slick. He was giving Misha a hard time from the beginning of the goddamn fight, but in the second, when they started to roll and he yoked Misha into that fucking, I don't even know how to describe it. He ended it as an armbar, but it was almost like an inverted triangle mount. And Misha Serkinov is a spectacular fucking grappler and a submission aficionado, I guess would be a good way to put it, in his own right. So for him to catch Misha in such a fucking precarious situation and then not only keep him there, but roll it into an actual submission from a spot where he had options to go, that was impressive as shit to me. I was genuinely impressed with Wellington Turnman.
Yeah, so my big takeaway from this was that this is now a shit or get off the pot moment for Misha Serkinov. And his next fight is he had a good fucking attempt whenever he got Turnman off of his back to the ground. He was fucking angry.
Yeah.
He was angry.
Understandable.
He was angry. But then he started to fight real fucking stupid.
Yeah.
For the rest of round 1 and for all of round 2, he fought real fucking stupid. He was fighting mad. He wasn't fighting with his head. That's how you lose a fucking fight.
Yeah, he let his emotions drive his game plan, and that never fucking works in professional sports.
Saying that he had a good fucking choke. Set in, locked in, tight as fuck. But Turnman was every single way you're able to create space in a face-to-face Darce choke, that kid was fucking doing it. Because there's two different variations of Darce chokes, which is head to a body and face-to-face, which they were doing a face-to-face Darce, and you can create those gaps, and he was fucking creating those gaps until he saw his opportunity to roll out of it, and he did a fucking great job finding that Darce. But his fucking just body triangle to fucking armbar was so smooth. I didn't even see that setup there, and I fight it.
It's almost like he did an Imanari roll into his chest instead of his leg.
Yeah, I didn't even see that setup there. And I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, and I fight. I did not see that there at all. That was so fucking slick. So slick.
Yeah. And the fact that he pulled it off on Misha of all people, like bonus points, genuinely bonus points. Like that makes it, in my opinion, legitimately just a little bit more impressive than it would be if he would have pulled it off on just a nobody. Like he pulled it off on somebody who's a fucking grappler, who's a submission artist himself. Like he didn't pull this off on some fucking pizza delivery dude, like in a Bellator or something, you know? Like this means something. Like he pulled off a fucking ridiculously complex move on a genuinely capable fucking guy. So I think we're going to have to keep an eye on Mr. Tournament here as well going forward, because with a performance like that against somebody like Serkinov, like that very well could be the fire that needed to be lit to get that gentleman some fucking rocket power going up as well.
Yeah, fucking definitely. Just the overall way that he handled the entire fight, getting choked, being fucking ground and pound pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because Misha was not holding back.
Wailing on him, yeah.
And just down to that fucking slick ass fucking didn't even use his feet or anything to create a little bit of distance. Just went straight up right over those wide ass fucking shoulders to lock in that fucking arm bar. Yeah. That was fucking slick.
Yeah, that gentleman's got a very bright future as well, I believe.
Oh fuck yes, he does.
Now, unfortunately, that would be where the bright future talk ends, because the main event did not have such a shiny ending for poor Bobby Green. I believe the best way that I have seen it phrased so far in the combat sports media is Islam Makhachev does exactly what everyone thought he was going to. I will say the stoppage itself was a little bit weird, both in the moment and going back and watching it. It's still like you don't see Bobby Green really mad about it. Like he knew he was fucked, but it was a little weird. But 323 in the first is what they're calling that. We didn't even need the entire first round for Islam to stop Bobby in his fucking tracks. And now I said it Thursday and I'll say it again. I don't know if that was because Bobby was bragging about cutting 30 fucking pounds in 2 days coming into this short notice fight, which anyone who has ever cut weight or fought can tell you is a horrible fucking idea. Or if it was the fact that he just wasn't on Islam's level and knew it and took it because it was going to get him some attention. I don't know. But I feel like Islam needs one good fight, in my opinion. This being a catch weight short notice fight shouldn't really count in his aspirations for the title at lightweight. If you're asking my opinion, it looked good for him, but he still needs a fight like that against the top guy at lightweight before he can start making title calls.
Yeah, I honestly think that that he should really take a run at like like either of the Dustins, really, Poirier or Gaethje.
But
Really?
Gaethje's fighting next month for the belt.
Oh fuck, that's right. Run at Poirier.
That's what I was gonna say. Give him. Well, we can't do that either because Poirier versus Nate for Nate's retirement fight.
That's right. Well,
and they're not gonna make Conor versus Islam. That's just not gonna fucking happen.
No.
Like it's complicated. It really is complicated now.
Yeah, because those are his only two real options.
That's your only clear path to getting a fucking shot. Yeah, because look, not to take away from the victory, but you fought a catchweight Bobby Green on 9 days' notice. You didn't even fight in your division, and Bobby Green's not even fucking ranked, I don't think, at lightweight right now. I think he's ranked 17th globally, I believe. So like he's not top 10 even in the division. And it wasn't even a fight in your division. You fought a catchweight at 160. So do that to Poirier. We talk title shot. I have no problem with that. But off of the Bobby Green win, a little harder pill for me to swallow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That was pretty fucking lackluster for old Bobby Green. I don't know what his game plan was, if he fucking had one.
Right.
But that was pretty lackluster.
Yeah. Now I will say, despite such a weird fucking main event to finish the night off, they did get back to I can't even say they got back to logic. They got back to tradition, I think would be a better way to phrase it. When it comes to bonuses, we did get a single fight of the night and a pair of performance of the night bonuses like they initially started and should stick with if that's what they're going to do, in my opinion. My issue is what they chose. Fight of the night went to Kim versus Cachoeira. Very, very strange. Not the best fight of the night. Not even the best fight on the card or on that section of the card, in my opinion. But I will say, I do agree with both of the performance of the night bonuses. Armin Sarukian and Wellington Tournament. I believe that both of those gentlemen earned themselves a $50K bonus for their performances Saturday night. Now, with that being said, we do have a little bit of time here real quick. So this is the point where, RJ, I've got to ask you. I know that you've been on the show for a good long while now. You've done many episodes with us here. But the thing is, when you do a show like this, generally we're answering questions about a subject, and the fans don't really get a chance to understand where those answers are coming from. So we're going to try and give the fans a chance here to get to know RJ as a fight breakdown commentator, if you will, here. So now I have to ask, are you prepared to be known, RJ?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, because the scientists at the I'm No Joe laboratory have developed a flawless and infallible 15-question system here that will, at the end of it, leave you known. So this is the point where the folks who are watching us live on YouTube will get to see the incredibly articulate GIF crawl across the screen to let you know this is the point where we jump into the I'm No Joe get to know. This, ladies and gentlemen, is RJ.
Hi.
So RJ, your first question, sir. What is the best sandwich?
Ooh, the best sandwich. And are we talking are we talking traditional sandwich or are we talking subs too?
When someone says, would you like a sandwich? What is the thing that you think of?
I'm a very simple man. Give me a ham and cheese or salami. If you have some salami, I'll take like a ham salami and cheese, something like that. I'm a big sucker for fucking salami. I love salami.
Like a half Italian almost.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
me some fucking salami.
I can see that. I can see that for sure. All right. Number 2. What is the one fight that you watched that you still to this day wish you didn't?
Oh God. Can we just say everything with Voldemort and Ronda Rousey? Can we just lump all those?
I can definitely understand where that would come into play for sure. Absolutely. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so number 3. What is the scariest animal?
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna get judged for this. Pugs. Got traumatized when I was a little kid. Had a pug bite my toe, rip a massive hunk of fucking meat out of my toe. Massive. It was like
Yeah.
the entire underside of the tip of your toe. It was all gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pugs
I'm
definitely
terrified.
have that little log syndrome for sure. I can
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that.
I love all other dogs. I don't like fucking pugs though. I fucking don't like them.
I can get that. All right, number 4. Sambo or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
BJJ baby.
Nice.
Been fucking training that for years. Here locally in Ohio, we have a Gracie gym. Down at the Gracies. That's where I my claim to fame for my current Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu knowledge is. Before that, it was a place down in Florida, Champions MMA gym. It's kind of like an all-around standard gym. Started doing BJJ down there whenever I was young. Kind of just carried it through whenever I came up here to Ohio, especially whenever I found out that they had a Gracie gym up here in Ohio.
Right.
So had to jump on that.
Nice. Well, ironically, actually, an interesting segue here. I have a hint or a suspicion. Number 5. Have you ever asked a fighter for their autograph?
Yes.
Who was it?
And it's GSP.
And did you get it?
Yes.
Nice. Good on you, George. Good on you.
I met him at a gym in California a couple years ago.
Nice.
I went out there to do some work whenever I worked for IHOP. And he was at a gym on a treadmill with the breathing restrictors.
Yeah. The Bane mask.
Yeah, he had one of those the restrictors on, but he had a cut muscle shirt. And I could see on his chest was that the 2 Chinese symbols. And it was, hey man, big fan. And he just looked at me like it wasn't him. And then he went to the locker room, came back. He said, hey man, thanks. I was like, can you sign my shirt? Because it was a UFC Under Armour collab shirt that they did a long time ago. He went and signed it. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. This is a big one. Number 6. What do you think happens when we die?
Oh, I've had a couple near death experiences. I can't fucking tell you. I'd like to think of the ideology of reincarnation, come back but I like to think of it as more of a you get what you deserve situation. If you're a piece of shit, you deserve to come back as something that is used as such. If you live a good life, you try to do right by your fellow man. I think you deserve what you get situation. Clearly I was a horrible piece of shit in my past life because fuck me.
Hey, we ain't all winning trophies here, let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
Oh, all right. A little bit lighter here. Number 7. What is the best action movie?
Ooh. Best action movie. gotta go like Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon. One of those. Bruce Lee. Gotta be a Bruce Lee flick.
Enter the Dragon is absolute fucking mandatory viewing for any combat sports fan, I think.
The I can break down my favorite part of that entire movie. Do you remember whenever he's out on the balcony and he's punching the air and you just hear that
the sound,
and then he stops and flexes and you can hear everything crack, but you see every muscle in his body just tense. You see the muscle fibers, and for somebody so small, oh, that gets me slightly aroused. I am not lying.
Yeah, no, that's iconic as fuck. Like that movie set the fucking standard for if you're gonna do a fight movie, come correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Dad, for introducing me to Bruce Lee at a young age.
Right. No shit.
I greatly appreciate you for doing such.
Right.
Goddamn. The second they put those on Netflix, I binged every one in one day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Number 8. What is the best smell?
Ooh. For me personally, not while it's cooking, but a nice steak as it's resting. You get the nice smell of beef. Plus, if you put any marinade on it, any dry rubs, or any seasonings on it, you know, gotta have a good freshly crushed bit of garlic, some properly crushed rosemary, anything like that. As it's just resting, that smell just does something to me. Then again, I cook for a living, so
hey, getting refitted.
Yeah.
So then number 9 brings it back the other direction. What is the worst smell?
Oh man. You know what, like the when there's water and there's shit below the water and then you move it and you get the rotten, I think that's the worst smell for me. Because it's just the gas, nasty,
that methane nastiness,
rotten smell.
Yeah.
And then it's not just rotten, it's sour and wet, and that just mixes into it. That's one of the very few things that makes me just gag.
I could definitely see that. All right. This one's a little controversial, and that's why it's in here. Cryotherapy during camp. Is it worth it?
I have done cryo, but you have to do it right for it to be beneficial for you. It does very, very well and scientifically proven. It does help with some injuries. Let it be joint injuries, muscle muscle tightness, or you're just locked up and you're all stiff. That really helps the juices flow and lets all the lactic acid kind of break apart to where you're just nice and loose. And it doing it in the morning, like after a good workout, that really sets your day up for a good fucking day, because you feel real fucking good for the rest of the day. That, I think, if you can do it right, and if you can do it at a good time of the day, early in the morning, really sets your whole fucking day up. Really sets your day up. You feel real good, real loose. I think it is beneficial, but you have to do it right.
When it's properly introduced into the camp.
Yeah, because whenever a lot of people are doing it, a lot of people aren't using it properly and really using it for its maximum effect. I think that's really what it's come down to a lot. And nowadays, ever since it really got big because fucking Joe Rogan, I think people just started to abuse it, not understanding how to use it properly.
Right, just using it as a tool, not using it properly as a tool for a specific thing.
Yeah,
I can see that. All right, this one's a little bit controversial as well. kickboxing or Muay Thai?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one.
Right?
That's a really good one. See, I like both. My thing is it depends on the build of a person. I think if you have somebody that's taller in Muay Thai, it doesn't. It's just not right. Like that body size just
Not as
isn't right.
beneficial.
They would be much better in a kickboxing camp doing kickboxing because longer legs, longer arms. It just
Better use
works
of reach,
way better with what you're given. If you're small, stout person, Muay Thai would be a way to go because just the movements and things that you need to do is better to be just a little bit shorter, not be so tall. Like you can take fucking Figgy, put him in a Muay Thai scenario, let him train it, and train somebody else that's his size in kickboxing. Same caliber, same level, same fight IQ, same abilities, and Figgy with his Muay Thai skill would be far better just because of just the way the movements are and just the body type in general.
Right.
Like Edson Barboza with his kickboxing, he has some of the best fucking kickboxing, but he has the body built for kickboxing.
Right. Yeah, he absolutely does. Yeah, and he utilizes that range like a fucking badass when he does too.
Yeah.
I agree. Excuse me. All right. Number 12. This one could be controversial depending on your answer. What is your most frequented source for combat sports news?
Ooh. The I'm No Joe podcast.
That's
Quite
a good answer.
Quite literally weekly.
Yep. Not a bad answer because it's very well researched. Okay, so this is another kind of deep one, but could very well set you up for a good answer as well. You get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What's that song?
Ooh. I have two in my head, but one means a lot more to me. I would say me being me. I would say Journey, Don't Stop Believing, because that's just a banger.
Understandable, absolutely.
But I used to listen to Shine Down, Atlas Fall, with a really good friend of mine who passed away, which I listen to that song every couple of days just because the sentimental factor that's there. So I'd have to say Shine Down, Atlas Falls.
I can definitely understand that. All right. Number 14. What number am I thinking of?
Oh shit. Okay, what do I get like a 0 to 69 and 420? Because both key numbers.
No parameters. What number am I thinking of?
Oh. $24.
Nope.
Fuck.
All right. Number 15. The big one. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Oh. 5 words. I got it. Same shit, different day, bitch.
Nice. And with that, RJ, you are known. All right. Well, thank you for that, sir. We are much appreciated, and I'm sure the fans will enjoy that as well. And with that being said, we're going to call that all for this particular episode of the What Did I Say show. Be sure to tune in Thursday night, 9:30 p.m.-ish Central Standard Time on the YouTubes, on the I'm No Joe YouTube channel for the next episode of the I'm No Joe podcast. We will be breaking down and getting into this next weekend's upcoming UFC 272 Covington versus Masvidal card. There's some interesting fights on that card. There's some real good fights on that card.
That's gonna be a real good one, especially if you're cardio king and you got a second lung.
Yeah, there's some interesting matchups on that fucking card that we are gonna have a good time breaking down for you guys Thursday. So
I got a second lung.
Yeah. That being said, though, if you enjoy what we do around here, please hit the like. If you enjoy it a lot, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss any of these live episodes. If you like what we do in general, Thursday nights is when we do the I'm No Joe podcasts live here on YouTube. If you are not able to do that, they are always left up for live replay, or you can go over to anchor.fm/I'm No Joe to catch them in the all audio format through your podcast consumption platform of choice a week after they are live over there on the YouTubes. If you want to support what we do around here, the best way to do so is patreon.com/I'm No Joe. Helps us do what we do, gives you as well access to behind the scenes, the unaired and the literal unairable shit that we get up to around here, and get your name on the end of the video as a thank you as well. On the other hand, if you don't like what we do around here, first and foremost, what the fuck are you still doing this deep into a podcast you did not enjoy? Please give us the thumbs down and fuck the rest of the way off. We won't even dispute it. That being said, that's all we've got for this particular episode. So until next time, folks, don't forget, you can root for anything. Don't let ignorance stop you.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times.